are
the world.
Live.
We are the world.
We're at the North Pole. Santa Claus is here with all his elves.
Don't sing a copyrighted Christmas song.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. We're live, man.
Yes, I have an ad.
You have an ad? There's an ad on my channel?
Yep, I'm going to skip it.
Hello, everybody.
Good afternoon.
So, hope everything is all right. I'm going to wait till the count goes up. It still says 0 watching. Like, what? Oh, man.
Yeah.
So,
cheers.
Cheers.
To Christmas.
To Christmas from the North Pole. Hey, everybody. Welcome aboard. This is, of course, a special Christmas shortwave radio show with no radios. But we're going to talk about, some stories that some viewers have sent of radio-related memories. And we're here at the North Pole thanks to Monsieur Gabriel.
Hey.
And for some of you know Gabriel because he was there a couple of times with portable radios.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
Pretty good. It's nice to be back.
Cool.
What has it been, like a year and a half since
at least a year and a half.
Did something live together?
Yeah, a year and a half.
That's pretty cool.
And for those that remember the From the Couch show, if we had something like this, it would have been even better. Maybe not Christmas all year long, but so just going to say hi to everybody in the chat room. Of course, my name is Gilles. He's Gabriel. We're in the North Pole. I didn't know the subway went to the North Pole. I was so surprised to know that the subway goes up all the way up to the North Pole.
A&W in front?
Yeah, even a Burger King.
Well, what do you think Santa is fat?
Too much Burger King. Oh, man, and even while walking to the North Pole here, I even stopped and had a breakfast sandwich at McDonald's. They're everywhere.
Oh, McDonald's, you close one and 3 other opens up somewhere else.
So, hey everybody, Radioactive, nice to have you here. Radio Comms, nice to have you on board. Below 30 megahertz from Valencia, Spain. The Proud Geek, that's someone I haven't seen in a long time. I wonder who that is. Jack N9IIF, nice to have you here. We have Richard Cook from the UK, from a wet UK apparently. Here it's surprisingly nice today.
Yeah.
It's like spring. This looks like March.
Actually, yes, it does. Yesterday was even
well, we did have a November that looked like January, so December looks like March. Indeed.
That's Quebec for you.
Matambali from Colorado. Nice to have you here. Elton Byington, K3JWA from Baltimore. Jerry DX, nice to have you here. Bobby Burgess from Louisiana.
Hey, hi, Bobby Burgess.
And no worries, my friend, if you can't stay long. I don't expect you guys to be, 24 hours on the channel.
Why not?
And, well, of course I expect you guys to be 24 hours, but anyway, there's something else in life, of course. Nick Armandel from Romania. Merry Christmas. Nice to have you here. What do we have?
On Popcorn.
Neil Toons. Nice to have you here.
Central Pacific.
Don Stefano. Nice to have you here from Frankfurt, Germany.
Nice.
Faslo, wonder who's that guy? Some weird guy from somewhere in the north part of Montreal.
What's up, Fast?
Ray Lyle, nice to have you here. Always nice to have everybody here. Where are you? At the North Pole.
We are at the North Pole.
Where else could we be? We're at the North Pole. Did I miss anybody? Just going down, guys. Chris Freitas, nice to have you on board. And he's from a cool and rainy Memphis, Tennessee. Nice to have you here. And
Jerry DX.
Yeah, Jerry DX. Cosmic Lettuce. I always like that name, Cosmic Lettuce.
Well, they plan to grow something on Mars someday.
Cosmic Lettuce. Every time I see that, it brings a smile.
Future holidays.
Cosmic Lettuce actually has a astronomy show every night at
cool.
10 p.m. 300 hours UTC. Or 0200. I know it's Cosmic Lettuce. Why don't you promote your live shows?
This summer, near one of the subway stations, Montreal, there was a guy with a telescope, and you could watch Saturn.
Oh, really?
Summer, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was cool.
That's cool. Shortwave frequency channel from Sweden. Nice to have you here. And it's getting closer to North Pole. Maybe you can see us if you look at the window.
Maybe, just maybe.
PLF Radio, bonjour de la France et bonjour du Canada. It's nice to have you here. David Arden, nice to have you on board. Meeting of Santa's elves will now come to board. Yep. Nice Noel sign. It is nice. It is nice. McGlone, nice to have you on board. F. Blassie, nice to have you here from Oakland, California. Neil Toombs is from Benson, Stoke, UK, M0CJM.
Mike Hanna 261.
Barry Wright, nice to have you here from Windy Cold, UK. Great Akis is the North Pole in Montreal. We're not in Montreal, we're at the North Pole. We just said it. One amigo, there's even, and that also is surprising, there's even a Best Buy near the North Pole.
Well, Santa needs stuff to fix his sleigh.
Oh, that's where Santa goes. Best Buy.
And the dollar store.
The dollar store. Well, now you can actually, Santa will be able to buy on the dollar store online. You can now purchase online since yesterday. Cool. Nothing like buying a dollar store item on the internet. It'll cost you $1 for the item, $6 for shipping. One amigo from Barcelona, Spain. Max Armstrong, nice to have you on board. Calvin 29, nice to have you here. Billy Laptop, nice to have you on board. Rock Ristorante from Stockholm, Sweden. Nice to have you here. Donald Hosmer, nice to have you on board. Merry Christmas from Northern Michigan, USA. Unpopcom, nice to have you on board from South Central Pennsylvania. Paul Knight, nice to have you on board from South America. Mike Hanna 261, Merry Christmas, nice to have you on board. Jerry says he camped all night waiting for this Christmas show. He made it. Next year we're going to sell tickets. How about that? Next year we're going to sell tickets.
The Space Channel.
Michael Langer, nice to have you on board. D. Raff, nice to have you on board from Kingston and New York. Donald Hosmer and Santa's from Canada. I need to get out an old LP of Newfoundland melodies I got in the CBC in Montreal. At the NR convention of 1982, I remember that. I went there. It was 82, I think, or 83. But I remember they were at Radio Canada. I was 14 years old and had no idea what I was doing. And was so shy that I didn't talk to anyone, which is hard to believe when you guys see me here on the camera, but I'm a very shy guy. Do you believe that? I'm a very shy guy.
Drink more.
Drink more. I'm the reverse of everybody. I'm shy when I drink. Maybe that's it.
Are you?
I don't know. You should know.
No, not really.
I actually have the habit when I drink too much of bringing everybody into trouble.
Yes.
He remembers one night in the McDonald's, I'm sure.
Or eating sushi with cream soda in a park at 3 a.m.
That was something. Sushi and cream soda at in a park at 3 a.m. where it's already illegal because you shouldn't be in a park at 3 a.m. in Montreal. But, you know, two drunk guys. Isn't that the same time we were doing like running on the track?
No, that
was another time?
That was with a muffin from the corner store.
Oh, we had a muffin. That also was like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And we were doing some
laps around.
Some laps around on the tracks at 3 a.m.
And I did too because I did not remember where we sat.
Oh man, stories. We got some nice stories. What else do we have? Let's go down. I just wanna. If I miss anybody, say hello. Ray Lyle says his birthday is in 2 days, 17th. If anyone wants to send me an R8600. Oh man. William Helmsworth, Florida. Nice to have you on board. Vancouver Island DXer. Nice to have you on board from the West Coast. And
a lot of people here.
Yes, there are a lot of people here. I think we beat a record 2 weeks ago when the heart tests were going on. I think I reached 161 live.
Cool.
Which was kind of a record for this channel. 100 is the typical normal for this channel.
That's good. That is good.
It is pretty good compared to the tech channel where we're 13 or something. I'll be curious. That's what I was thinking. I haven't done a live show in a while. I've announced this in advance. Later on in the live show, in the tech show, I'm curious to see how many people are going to reach. I know that we have our regulars like Miss Lady Catherine and all of that.
Yeah.
That want to be there because they miss Jill. Dave Todd, nice to have you on board. Merry Christmas. Dexpar 74 from Germany. Randall Claus, nice to have you here. Mark
Radioactive saying that a lot of people here with radios, but host with no radios. Interesting.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a little Christmas special.
No radios at all today. No tuning around. Well, we technically could tune on an SDR online somewhere, but let's say that today we're taking a radio break.
Little Christmas show, relax from an undisclosed location in the North Pole.
Absolutely. And of course, everybody should download an app, which is Portable North Pole.
Those who know me and wondering what I'm doing, for the last year and a half, I've been working for the Portable North Pole mobile app and website, which basically allows you to make personalized video message from Santa for free. So like you can send those to your kids, to your nephews, niece, even to adults. Between adults, it's still pretty funny. I actually downloaded last week, and I did one just for fun. And it's actually very well done. It's amazing. Once I sent myself a call to my own phone. That's my name. And I was like, it's going to be okay. Oh, no. Like, Santa is saying my name. That's just so cool.
Don't you think you may be a little too lonely if you start having your own...
You should have seen my brother when he received a call from Santa. But yes, so I'm working for Santa right now, Portable North Pole.
So everybody... on your phone, you should download PNP
Portable North Pole
or Portable North Pole 2018.
Yep, it's
the best app in the world
for free. It's really fun because you can for young children, even for adults. Like Santa will say your name, will show pictures of you, say where you live, have you been naughty or nice. I've been there for like a year and a half now. I'm the lead tester and one of the project manager, kind of, and I adore my job. Really, I don't want to leave this place.
Cool. Well, that is the best. When that happens, when you like a job, I mean, it's worth money, actually.
Yeah.
Getting up in the morning, and I'm doing like a father.
Well, he's working now.
Yeah. But I mean, at least you're kind of happy.
Yep.
What else?
I just posted an address in the chat for those who are wondering what I'm working for.
Please download the app. It'd be funny to have like a live statistic and it's like, 100 downloads in the past 2 minutes.
we have more than that.
What else do we have?
That's all I can say.
Rough Stuff McLeod.
Move the peanuts.
That's another name I like. Rough Stuff McLeod.
Ooh.
Maybe you meet Rough Stuff McLeod in the dark alley. Sorry, I'm eating.
And yes, Robert Prosper, we are from an undisclosed location in the North Pole.
In the North Pole. Don't ask. We're in the North Pole. What else do you want? Rough Stuff McLeod, hey there, nice to have you here. From Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Pretty cool. No clock. How do I know this is live?
The chat has been quiet since I posted my link.
They're all on their phones now. Server's gonna explode.
No danger.
So, Robert Prosper, nice to have you here. Michael Fuca, nice to have you on board.
Don Brown from La Belle, Florida.
Cool. That's kind of nice. Alternate. We each give a name of somebody.
And having our usual live lemonade.
So it's an undisclosed location in the North Pole because we've been told by Santa that we can't say where it is. Because Santa would just have too much visitors.
Yeah, I mean,
all the kids would go.
Santa is very busy. And the elves right now, 10 days from Christmas, we cannot disturb him.
Absolutely not. So, if you have any, if you guys have any stories, radio related or whatever, about Christmas that you'd like to share, you can send it at officialshortwaveradio@gmail.com. I'm going to read a couple. We have a few people that sent some stories.
Oh.
Bob Geis, nice to have you here. I hope I pronounced that name correctly. Because I have no idea how to pronounce it. G-E-I-S. I said Geis, I don't know.
Geis?
I don't know. It's not a name that I... Cyberflyer1, nice to have you here. So, I'm just going to stop here on the bottom of the...
yeah, that's what's remaining of Rudolph on the fireplace.
Bob Geis says that's correct. It's like Chris Dreyfus. First time I said, hey, do I pronounce your name all right? He said, I'm actually amazed. You're one of the first ones that actually pronounces right. Okay.
Someone asking if that's Rudolph on the fireplace. Actually, that's what's remaining of Rudolph here.
Yeah? Okay. You handsome down, quoi.
Yep.
Yeah. Did I say quoi?
Yeah.
Yesterday I had one of those also. I said a French word in the middle of a sentence and I was like,
your friend glitching?
I'm Franglitching. Franglitch. Franglais? We call it Franglais?
No, friend glitch. You're glitching in French.
Scott Edwards from Los Angeles. First time catching you live. Well, that's the interesting part is first time catching us live in the North Pole. So now he's thinking that this must be the regular setup. I wish I had a setup like that at home. So, Mike DeVita, happy birthday. Franglais.
Yeah.
So, Ray also said the secret location in the next room there is a big radio setup for pirate broadcasting. Yeah. Simon Templar, nice to have you on board, my friend. One story. I'm going to go to one story. So the first one I got was from Jim Widener. And the story says, from my younger years in the early 60s, I was fascinated by radio transmission, recalling an opportunity I had when I was in the Scouts, when an amateur radio operator demonstrated live as he chatted with other AMs. I was, to say the least, hooked, but never got my amateur license, as I just didn't have the discipline to learn Morse code, as simple as it was. Instead, I took to shortwave, soon spending my childhood earned money to buy a Nightkit Star roamer. Since this was all before anything internet, and because our family was not well off, to be able to listen into these distant countries was very addictive. Forward now to 1965, in the middle of the era of space, when the United States and the Soviet Union were one-upping each other with their space exploration. The Gemini program was in full swing and NASA was supposed to launch Gemini 6 to be followed immediately by Gemini 7 as the two were to rendezvous in space. Gemini 6 encountered problems and the launch was scrubbed, but a Gemini 6A was launched while 7 was already in space with Frank Borman and Jim Lovell were on board. And Jim Lovell that we actually heard, and he was one of the guys, the astronauts, I believe in the Apollo 13 when they had that big problem in space. Yeah, I think it was one of the astronauts. The launch and rendezvous did take place, and I had discovered from previous launches that one could tune in via shortwave to radio traffic with military ships responsible for the rescue of the capsules, and they would splash down. At the time, exciting stuff through the traffic was pretty dry conversations. Nonetheless, by radio, I was there and could actually listen to this bit of history. Of course, as we often did then, I recorded the conversation and reported it to ITT World Communications, which handled the traffic between the USS Wasp and the Early Bird satellite system for a QSL. I am attaching the letter I received from them in response confirming my December 65 report. Shortwave back then was exciting listening as the whole world was broadcasting via shortwave, and with my long wire antenna and my Night Star roamer, I was able to listen in. It was in itself an education for this then high school students. My Christmas memory of the world of shortwave radio. Pretty cool. And we have here is I have here a PDF of his confirmation. I'll keep this and show it next time because it's kind of difficult for me to do it right now. But I want to thank you for sharing that memory, and it must have been exciting listening to the NASA communications from when they would recover these ships and everything. I think it would have been must have been
really cool.
So thanks for your input, my friend. Let's go back to the chat and see if anything else is happening, anything funny happening. What else do we have? Chris Frida says, you would be surprised just how many people butcher my last name. You're definitely one of the few that gets it right. Well, imagine mine, Little No. It's, I always remember every time that a radio station would read my letter on the air, they had no idea how to pronounce Gilles, and even less of an idea how to pronounce Les Tourneaux. So it was always like very, very... I remember one time, the lady reading the letters, and I think it was on Radio Prague, a long time ago, and she says, "We have a letter from Gillis, I'm sorry, in Montreal, Canada." I was like, oh, well, that's me. The only ones that always made me, I was always amazed, when you would write to Radio Moscow in the time of the Soviet Union, they would always pronounce my name perfectly. So they would always probably ask somebody, saying, how do you pronounce that name? Oh, that's a French name. Can you ask the French service, how do you pronounce this? And they always had it perfectly, Gilles de Tourneau. A little accent, but it was...
Just in case you could be a spy candidate.
Possibly. Who knows? I'd probably still have a file on me in Ottawa somewhere, receiving letters from all these Eastern Bloc countries and communist countries. They probably just...
Well, that's cool, because with us at Portable North Pole, we have someone from Hungary working for us. And
that is no good.
And he's from around the time where the Berlin Wall fell. And he's got some quite interesting...
Just one moment here. I see that the stream video output too low. It's back to green, I hope. Nobody complained in the chat?
No, not so far.
The bar became red here, but now it's back to green. So hopefully it's not going to do that too often. I am streaming out with my LTE and with my Galaxy S9 Plus phone. So I am using data on my phone to output right now. So
your next phone bill will be like $300?
I actually kept 9 gigabytes of space left, which I should use maybe 5 of it today.
My brother, who's going to Australia in January, showed me the phone plan over there. For $30, you have 80 gigabytes.
Well, that is nuts. Here we are paying over the roof for nothing.
It's like, and I keep telling him, well, if there's no fees for using it outside of Australia, tell me, I'm getting an account there.
And they're funny because they call me up, they text me actually, telling me, oh, you want 3 more gigabytes for $10. And of course, you say, oh yeah, I'll take it. Then you have 20 gigabytes, but when you look at it, it's like, oh, I've got 20 gigabytes, but I'm paying $65 for 20 gigabytes.
Better than me, I pay $65 for 6.
So it's like,
Hi, Kevin Wood.
Cosmic Lettuce has been getting a weak WWV from Fort Collins this past week, stronger from Hawaii. Yeah, because of the change in propagation from the seasons. When it's winter, when it's summer, or spring, or fall, propagation changes over a 12-month period. So a lot of people have been reporting the Hawaii WWVH, receiving that more than the WWV from Colorado. It has to do with propagation, as we're going to be at the shortest day of the year in a week.
Everything is good on your side? People saying it buffered a little bit?
Yeah, well, I actually stopped and restarted the stream. It's green here.
Okay.
So it's probably okay now, hopefully. But it probably buffered when I saw the bar go red. Okay.
Michael Langer, sorry for my pronunciation, says he's on the list, tons of correspondence with Radio Cuba. So does that mean you're on the naughty list then? We're in the North Pole, so be careful of what you say.
Yeah.
I have connections with Santa, personally.
We also had to agree to give all the text of the chat room to Santa, because he's going to go through it, and if you're not nice, you ain't getting that radio.
You know that there's an elf watching over you every day?
Yeah.
Santa has a book about each and every one of you.
Yes, I saw that. When I tried it, I was surprised to see that Santa knew so much about me. It was just crazy. Even had a picture where I live. Like, wow.
What gift do you want for Christmas? Did you put a big bag of money?
I want to have $1 million, please. Okay, Santa, 100 million, and I'm going to go visit personally every single person in the chat room and say hi. How about that? Want to come with me?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm already going 2 weeks in Australia in March, so.
Yeah, that's cool. You're going for the
Formula 1 Grand Prix in Melbourne.
That is cool.
Oh yes, it's going to be cool.
That is cool.
Ouch.
Pierre Fredo says you can't use French. Yeah. Dave Thought says VE8, ho ho ho. Yeah, that's pretty much VE8 is the Canadian call sign for the Northern Territories. So
K6YYL, we are in the North Pole. That's
Kevin Wood, bonjour.
That's all we can say. We are in the North Pole.
Yeah, we are in the North Pole. That's it. And you can't ask us where the North Pole is.
It's in the north.
You'd be surprised. Maybe the North Pole is in some exotic Caribbean island or something.
It might be registered there. The North Pole registered in the Bermudas.
So, dear audience says, when I lived in England, people never used to pronounce the H in my name. No Harden. David Harden? When you don't pronounce the H?
If you don't pronounce it, it's David Arden. Yeah. If you pronounce it, it's Harden.
Kimberly, K6YYL, one of the few women in the chat room from California. And of course, we are in the North Pole. We're in the North Pole. Which is all the Crafter's Kitchen. Nice to have you here. Picked up a Radio Shack 2041 hyperscan of his local Salvation Army for $2.99. Okay. I would have got that also at $2.99 for sure. Any radio at $2.99 I'm picking up. Any kind.
Well, my old kitchen radio is for sale.
My kitchen radio. $2.99.
Yeah.
Brett Wayne, KC2NXP, nice to have you here. Nice to have everybody here.
Brett Wayne.
So what else? Let's check another email. I've got one that has always been kind of one of my favorite memories from Christmas, radio related. When around early 90s, I was 20, 21, 22 years old.
You were young once?
Yes, I was young once. And you're not getting any gifts from Santa.
I work for him. I get all the gifts I want.
Oh, really? So you can just tell what you think of everybody and still get gifts? That's not fair. So, one particular Christmas Eve, where we were waiting for people to arrive around, maybe 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and I started tuning around in the amateur meetings. And one frequency that I came to about an hour before everybody arrived.
Sorry, is the audio correct? Someone saying that the sound is kind of fuzzy. Does it look good on your side?
I'm just going to look at it here. It's a different microphone from the usual, so it might sound different than the usual. So I don't know, but here it looks okay. Of course, I'm not listening to it, but from what I see here, everything seems to be okay, but it is a different microphone. We're using a microphone, a USB microphone that I kind of boosted to the maximum sensitivity. So you might actually be hearing the house outside, you might hear the reindeer, you might hear everything. Mm-hmm. It's so sensitive, you might hear the snowflakes falling.
The elves counting the gifts.
So I started tuning around the AM band, and there was a net where Santa on amateur radio was actually talking to kids. So the amateur radio operators would put their kids on and have their kids ask Santa what they wanted for Christmas. And it was really, really nice, and I didn't even know that anything like that existed at the time. And I remember I listened to that for an hour and a half. And it was really, really nice. It's one of the nice memories of radio and Christmas that I have. It's like, well, this is cool. This is really, really cool. So that's one that I have from Christmas memories. I've got a cat in a swallowed cat. Yeah, the acoustics of the North Pole also, absolutely. David Arden is right. The acoustics of the North Pole are very, very different. Mm-hmm. So.
And this microphone is so sensible, you might actually be hearing me picking up chips.
So.
No jokes.
What else do we have? Lots of buffering. I don't have any problems here on the output, so I don't know about you guys. But we'll try to be the best that we can. Also, well, Santa, there's Santa ventilation also. So there might be some noise from that also, for sure. If it ever buffers, by the way, guys, just refresh. Just refresh. And it's fuzzy. Just make sure that your YouTube stream is at 720p. For sure. Does anyone know what ski jogging is? I used to do it as a kid. Yes, of course, I did that as a kid. You know what is ski jogging?
Not really.
Well, if it's what I think, it's you hang onto a car while it's moving and just slide on your 2 feet. But we were dumb when we were young. We would do that in my generation. I guess that is probably what Cosmic Lettuce is referring to, I would say. But of course we are on a wireless connection right now, which is not the usual connection. That's why everything might not be exactly how it is. But that's the price of being in the North Pole, I guess. Okay, another story that we've got. Yes.
This is a Christmas special, but
yes.
I work for Christmas every day. Can we talk about something else?
Okay. Where are you going in your summer vacation?
Christmas resort.
What do you do for your summer vacation? I went to visit Santa. Okay.
I went to Santa's village.
Oh man. There used to be a Santa's. I don't know if it still exists. There used to be a Santa's village.
There is one at Val David.
Somewhere in that area.
Yeah. It still exists.
Still exists?
I don't know if it's open during summer, but we saw it last weekend. We went to eat at the Poussin.
Mm-hmm. And I saw the picture, yeah.
So, yeah, there is one Santa's Village over there.
So you got a special pass moving in and out of the North Pole all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cool.
I mean, we are in Santa's Village right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if everybody would see what I see here, it's just amazing. All the toys and all the stuff, it's just...
All the toys and all the stuff.
Yeah, it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And even some banner that wants you to work your ass off.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we have to encourage the elves. And the clock that was not rewinded.
Okay. Oh man. So we have Donald. Wait, no, I'm not there yet.
What?
Patrick Rieger says, thank you for the chance to share this memory. It is one that stands out amongst the many Christmas memories I have. In the morning of Christmas Eve each year, I place wreaths on the grave of my parents, who are buried in different cemeteries, and light my mom's memorial candle. On Christmas Eve 2010, when I was at my mom's grave, I could hear the unmistakable sound of Christmas music on the radio in the cemetery. I followed the sound and found the source was close by. It was at the grave of a woman who has passed away at the age of 30, leaving two young children behind, a boy and a girl. Mounted on the gravestone was a photo of the three of them hugging while in a hammock with big smiles and a message etched in the stone that she is watching, listening, and loving them from above. The radio was in a clear plastic bag to protect it from the snow, with a wire leading from the battery compartment to a small light with a solar panel on top, the type of light that lines the walkway of a house. There were two more small lights, a wrap on a stand, and a small, undetailed statue of a mom holding a child, the type found in a store such as Hallmark. It was heartbreaking to see. I know what it is like to lose a parent at a young age, having lost my dad when I was 3. But it was also heartwarming to think they wanted to have Christmas music playing for their mom. The statue had fallen over, so I put it upright and cleared the snow from the gravestone, the radio, and the lights. Then I left, having nothing more I could do. Whoever put the radio there never did it again. This is a memory I will certainly not forget. Wow, that's a touching story.
It is.
Touching story of a Christmas radio-related souvenir. It's it's interesting, all the different memories and the different things that we can all go through, and just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back into the chat room, see if everything's all right.
No.
Anything else happening here?
Yeah, and
I need to check this here. There's something. Here we go.
And I do believe that Christmas is a time to think a little bit about those that are less fortunate.
Oh, absolutely.
That, have it hard. Like, one thing is that, my job, Portable North Pole, they give 5% of their revenues to children's hospitals across the world.
Okay.
And I find that really touching, because when you think about it, there are many kids everywhere that won't live through Christmas.
Yeah.
And
absolutely. And even, here, near the North Pole, there's a place where, when I walk to go to see QUT on Sunday mornings, I always am surprised to see all the people sleeping outside in sleeping bags, all lined up on the sidewalk, and you're like, some of them you can actually see that they just can't take care of themselves, and there's that is something to think about, and sometimes helping out a little bit I think it's a good thing, and Christmas spirits for sure.
Yeah. So you're gonna give them a radio?
Everybody gets a radio, like on Oprah shows. Everybody gets an icon. Andy Coley, nice to have you here. Pretty cool to have you on board. Nick Amendo, do you use natural or artificial Christmas trees? In Romania, the natural ones are still among the most popular, but artificials are slowly gaining interest each year. It takes 10 years for one to grow. I would say it's probably half and half here. I would say that half of the people have a go and get a real tree, and maybe the other half, like me, I got an artificial one. And for a while, about 20 years ago, we did have real trees, maybe 4 or 5 years in a row. The problem is, a real tree, you got to go and get it and bring it home. And half of it is on your floor when Christmas is over. Although my fake tree, actually, half of it is on the floor also. But that's another story. But I would say there is a popularity of real trees. And I mean, it's not like Canada is missing any trees. But I would say it's probably half and half. Half of the people will get a real one. Because when I go out and go to the places where they sell them, you see that there's a lot of people buying real trees. You
should get a real one so that Paul the cat could jump in it, get stung, and not jump in it again.
He actually doesn't care about the tree. It's so funny because everybody's talking about cats jumping in trees. Paul's just like, there's something new. And after like 30 seconds, he's like, okay, boring.
There's a train.
Yeah, that is kind of he's kind of intrigued by the train. He just stares at it. And I don't know, somehow trying to understand what is that exactly, and why is it moving on its own and making noise. Maybe if I put birds in the tree, that'd be different, like some kind of mechanical bird that moves.
Ooh.
Maybe you'd jump in the tree then. Oh man. What else do we have? Kimberly says, call WTWW5085 and left a Christmas message. So hopefully they will use it over the air. Oh, that'd be nice. You can leave Christmas messages. Oh, that'd be nice. You could leave an ad. This is Joe from the official SWF channel. Merry Christmas. Oh man, nice to have you here. Oh man. Bobby Burgess says, one of the churches we got in my location sold all Christmas trees like hotcakes. So, well, Christmas is popular, I can tell you that. Ray Lyle says, I have the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, it's only 2.5 feet. I hope it is a little better than the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, because it's, well, actually, it depends. At the end, they do make it very beautiful. But when he first gets it, then it's like, okay. Oh, man. So no, Paul the cat does not climb the tree. Hey, my friend from Greece, Thanasis, from Athens, Greece. It's cool to have people all over the world.
Yep.
How about a cat eating on a tree? Kimberly says, do it, Joe. Seriously, do it. I'll do it. I'll call and say, this is Joe from the official SWF channel on YouTube. Merry Christmas to all WTWW listeners. I'd be curious if they let it go through.
Maybe.
I'm going to have to try it. I will have to try it. Now I got to do it. KC135R, nice to have you on board from Manchester, UK, M6XMN. Do you have any special Christmas memory that you like to share, or something that, when you were young? Or
I kind of do. Like, I got 2 actually. One a bit from yesterday. Okay. As I was heading home, last song that plays in my phone before I get home is a Christmas song. A really nice Christmas song. And first thing I thought of was Well, I remember when I was a young kid, we would get up on Christmas Day and there was this mountain of gifts under the tree. And me and my brother were all like super amazed. And also, like a few years later, when we stopped believing in Santa, and by the way, now I believe in it again because I see him every day. But yeah, when we
that doesn't happen very often. Somebody that stops believing in Santa and then meets him and has to believe in him now because he knows it exists for real.
But when we stopped believing in Santa, you know, my parents didn't have a lot of money, and they kept telling us that, you know, we'd have gifts for Christmas for sure, but you know, it would be moderate. And then we'd get up on Christmas morning, and there was this huge pile of gifts. And we were like, how did they do that?
I've always wondered how Santa can bring the big boxes in the chimney.
Well, Santa's using magic.
I guess. I don't know. I remember when I was young, at the corner of the street where I lived, 13th Avenue, there was, on that building at the top, there were 3 skinny chimneys. And they were really, really skinny chimneys. And I remember going with my brother to go and get chips and stuff at the dépanneur, at the corner store. And looking at the chimney that were so small and thinking, how does Santa go on these? They're so small compared to the other ones.
Well, Santa does have his own tricks.
Then again, I never really thought about it, but I don't think there was a chimney where I lived.
Well, he has some special magic keys to go in the house of kids with no chimneys.
So he goes through the water pipe?
No, he has a special magic keys to unlock the doors when there's no chimneys.
Imagine going to the toilet and it comes out.
I like Nick and Do's comment. You believe in Santa, you don't believe in Santa, you are Santa, you look like Santa.
Yeah, that is pretty much, that is. I'm starting to look like Santa, and I'll just need to grow the beard better. And I do have the belly.
Gain a bit more weight.
So, you know, maybe I am Santa period of my life almost. Kimberly says, what? Santa is not real? Why didn't anyone tell me this? I just thought I was always on the naughty list.
He is real. I meet him and the elf every single day of the year.
Thinking about it, I must be on the naughty list for the past few years.
I can assure you he exists. I see him every day.
Nick Mayakovsky says, I look like Santa Claus now. I made sure the front door was unlocked when I was a kid. Oh man. Yeah, why not do it easy? The easy way. Leave the door unlocked so Santa can just, you know, get in and that's it.
But what's strange about having a stranger with a big bag coming into your home at night?
Okay, question for the chat room. Who left cookies and milk for Santa at one point in their life?
I actually did, and when I was a kid, it was really, really funny, really cool. We would make the Christmas tree and hang our Christmas socks, me and my brother, leave a cookie and milk. When we would get up in the morning, we would go to the kitchen, see there were cookie crumbs, the glass of milk was empty, our stockings were full, and Santa left a letter saying, oh, hi, Gabriel and your brother, and I hope you've been nice this year. I left a few little surprises in your stocking. I will be back like December 7th, so we knew when to leave cookies and milk again for Santa.
That's nice.
And yeah, that would happen all the way until Christmas. And yeah, on Christmas Day, big pile of gifts, full stockings. It was really nice.
Ray Lyle says, the meaning of Christmas has been lost for a long time. It's all about profit, expensive gifts, and other BS. I would give anything just to spend Christmas with my parents again. And a lot of people would probably want to do that. People that lost their parents or lost loved ones. I would say, I'm a guy that does keep and loves Christmas and keep this Christmas spirit up.
Yeah.
But it has changed. I mean, when my mom died, when my sister died, all that does change. I mean, the first Christmas that you have a Christmas without one parent or your parents, or the first Christmas you have without, for example, my sister, that is, it is weird. It is weird. And I think Christmas is that time when you actually think about it even more. Because, for a long time, especially when you're young, Christmas is for most people a family thing. And when your parents go away, that is when you start thinking about it. I'd say when my mom died, it was weird the first year, but it's for some reason, because it took a certain time, and I was actually there seeing that, we were getting to that moment where she was going to leave. But the one that was more of a shock was probably the one with my sister, because she wasn't very old, and there's ambulances or cops at the North Pole.
Oh yeah, every day.
And
someone's burning.
Someone's burning. But it's. I think that's the time when we think about it a lot more. I would say that the best, and that's what I try to keep, the best thing to do. It's not the gifts thing or anything. Every year it's like I say the same thing. On Christmas Eve, you and your parents, of course, my brother and sister-in-law, and friends come over to my place for Christmas Eve. And I like to always remember and tell everybody one very important thing. I don't care about having gifts. What my gifts is having the people I love there on Christmas Eve.
And having fun.
And getting drunk. And
getting drunk? No, never.
No, never.
Christmas
Eve isn't too bad.
We spend the evening on lemonade.
The worst one is New Year's, because New Year's.
Ooh.
I don't think I've ever gone home on New Year's before 7 or 8 a.m. Did I? Ever?
I'm not sure, because I'm sleeping already when you leave.
It's like the one that I always found funny is when I went for at your dad's birthday, and you go to bed, and you have to get up in the morning. I think to go to school at the time.
Maybe.
And you're like, you just get up, look, say, "Hi, Uncle," and not even surprised that I'm still there with my brother drinking.
The best one is my brother getting up like in boxers to shower like at 8 in the morning, and he's still there. You just look in the living room, and it's just kind of like, meh.
It's chill. He's drinking with my dad all night, and he's still there. I remember posting on Facebook at that time something like having wine or beer at like 8 a.m. I was like, yeah. I remember I got on the bus that time.
Ooh. I
was very drunk. And I remember getting on the bus at like 8 a.m., seeing all the people going to work, and thinking, well, I'm drunk, going home to sleep while everybody's going to work today. It was such a weird feeling. Such a weird feeling. And I remember a couple of people in the bus watching me like, weird. And I was thinking, well, I probably look like a drunk guy on the bus.
Gordon Treadwell, no, this is not Jill's living room. We are in the North Pole right now.
I wish. I'd like to have that in my living room.
Well, those couches are very comfortable.
Oh, this is very nice, actually, and the sofa also looks very nice.
Yeah.
It's very, very nice. You guys don't see all the setup here, but there's a Christmas tree in the corner over there. I mean, we would have had to put the camera like 40 feet away to see everything.
Yep. You can see all the toys getting ready to be delivered.
And of course, you know, Santa doesn't want us to show everything. We got to be careful where we're pointing the cameras.
We cannot spoil his secrets.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick Mayakovsky says he did leave some cookies and milk. Matambali, my daughter left them. I, as Claus, felt compelled to eat them.
We could fire in the fireplace. We'll see. Maybe we can turn it on later, but it's gonna be freaking hot.
Okay, because if you turn it on and it will actually, there's no setting for just.
I'm not sure. I'm not the one messing with that. It's Santa's fireplace.
Okay, because I think you can just have it working without having the heat.
Probably.
But Santa works with that. Well, you know what? Maybe that explains why people get, fat as they get older. If they have to leave, if they become Santa themselves and have to eat all of those cookies and milk, that explains it. Oh man, Jerry says Santa can go through everything. He is real, okay? So stop doubting already. He promised bringing me an R8600. He's real, better be.
He is.
I can see Jerry on the 25th crying his heart out he didn't get his 8600.
Well, depends. Are you on the night list?
Yeah.
But remember, there is always time before Christmas to make more efforts.
Raymond Challoner, nice to have you here from the UK. Cosmic Lettuce says, sometimes I give my loved ones unopened geodes for Christmas. We go outside with a hammer and smash them open for a nice surprise.
Interesting.
Take care, Bobby Burgess. When did my mom and sister die? My mom died in 2008, in January 2008. And my sister died 3 years later, on April of 2011. And she was 50...
You know it more than me.
Well, in 2011 she was, I don't know, 57, something like that, which is very young. I mean, I'll be 50 in 2019, so, kind of interesting.
You will? Oh
yes.
Crap.
Yes, oh crap. I'll be 50 in 2019.
Oh.
That is
so
kind of a hard one.
Did you meet the dinosaurs?
Yes, I did. Absolutely. And I mean,
You and Fred Flintstone are...
I always like...
best buddies.
Did you see the one on Facebook? 2 dinosaurs, and there's a meteor going down in the sky, and the first dinosaur tells to the other, make a wish. Wonder what he wished for, eh? I wish for the end of the world. Ray Lyle says, lost my mom when I was 4, and my father when I was 21.
Sad.
That must be a hard one, then, when you're really young.
Yeah.
Donald Hosmer says, I know what to give Jill for Christmas. An AA membership. Solstice takes place this year on December 21st at 22:23 UTC.
Yeah, days are gonna get longer.
Yes, finally, after
6 months?
Yeah. I like the morning side of being dark. Because I'm one of those weird people that sleeps until 9 every day because he works at home. So when it stays dark, the longer, the better it is. In the evening, though, I miss the evening light up to like 9 p.m. It's kind of nice. But for people that go to work and have to be up early, of course, it's kind of depressing to be in the dark going to work again. What else do we have? I need to check that out, absolutely. As Cosmic Lettuce says, sorry, I'm eating here. Comet 46B with Weird Tottenham is pretty much at its best right now. And I wonder if I did see that it was at barely naked eye visibility. I wonder if with a pair of binoculars might be able to just see it in the sky. No problem, Kimberly. Well, Kimberly also is going to be at 50 in 2019. Hey, now we can actually say I can honestly say that we're half a century old. That's kind of weird. Half a century old. I think we've got another one. Artist out of Crafter's Kitchen says, the first Christmas without my mother is going to be a very solemn, low-key affair. People telling me I should be happy becomes very tiresome. We all go on through that in different ways. We did it in a way that, of course, it was a little weird. I remember she lived in the old people home, and that the year that she died, she was.
Sorry to ask questions. I'm kind of half working because it's nearly Christmas too.
It was her last Christmas. She was there before everything happened, and I had actually brought a small Christmas tree that I actually put lights in at her home, and she was so happy. I remember when she was looking at the Christmas tree, and it felt nice to have a little Christmas tree. And if I remember well, the year after, I had taken that Christmas tree and I had put it in a plastic bag exactly as is, and I had stored it away. And that year after, I had put that Christmas tree up along the one that I make every year at home. And we kind of looked at it because it was like, well, that's Mom's Christmas tree. It's almost as if she was there, but the party itself was still nice because what we were thinking was, well, knowing my mom, she would not want us to be sad and thinking sad thoughts about, the fact that she's not there anymore. She would have wanted us to be happy.
I mean,
and continue our lives being happy.
And how many times, like, when we take a drink on Christmas Eve, are we like, she might be taking a drink with us up there.
Yeah.
Because she probably is. She likes having fun too.
It's like when we did the funeral, we played Imagine by John Lennon, and remember we went to the Sugar Shack, the Cabin à Sucre.
Yeah.
And we were looking at the animals in the barn, and Imagine started playing.
Yeah.
And we looked at each other and said, well, she's here.
Yeah.
She's with us right now.
Yeah, I remember that. Your sister was still alive.
Yeah, my sister was still alive back then. Oh, man.
Yeah. So, sorry guys if sometimes you just see me like spaced out for a while, but as I mentioned, I've been working for a Christmas mobile app, and on December 15, I'm kind of on standby until Christmas. So,
yeah.
Don't mind me if I space out a little bit.
No, this is not my son. This is my nephew.
I think, do you need a refill?
Yeah, I think that would be a nice thing, as I will read another little story that I've got.
So, what flavor do you want this time?
The one that you bought?
The pale ale.
Pale ale, yeah.
Good.
Try that.
Right. So I'm going in Santa's fridge.
Santa's fridge, wow. We've got access to Santa's fridge. And I gotta say, it's a nice fridge.
Stealing his booze.
There's even some Santa champagne right here in the back.
Oh yeah.
But if we open that, Santa will be happy.
Oh no. I assure you he won't be.
They open weird. I'm used to I don't know. I'm used to the Iniboo stuff, so.
Yeah, well that's all they have.
Everybody, so this is Saint-Ambroise. Pale ale.
Yeah, and before that you had the apricot ale.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they had at IGA. Woo! A lot of fun.
Really? They don't have more choices than that?
Well, they have Budweiser's. They have plenty, but they don't have any Uniboo.
They don't have any, okay, they don't have Uniboo in a
Sleeman.
store.
Or Sleeman.
Really?
Not here.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just...
strain my shoulders just in the beer now. Donald Hosmer has a Christmas story that he shared with us through email. He says, I have been DXing the Shortwave broadcast band since December 1964. I was 13 years old and lived in Carmel near Indianapolis, Indiana. My friend Brian had a national shortwave radio, and I got hooked listening to his rig. I asked my dad for a radio and ended up with a Lincoln 10 transistor 3-band radio that Christmas. I had already strung some wire outside my room running 50 feet to a nearby tree. Luckily, my mother kept my old logs and QSLs from the 60s. For my records, I logged HCJB, Voice of America, Radio New York Worldwide, BBC, and others on that Christmas day. I later got my QSLs from all of them. I was hooked. The transistor radio was battery only, and I ran through batteries like crazy. I convinced my dad I needed a communications receiver, and for my birthday in June 1965, I got a Japanese knockoff of the Alecrafters S120. It was a vacuum tube Monarch M1, but it had an S meter that the S120 lacked. I think we got it for $65 from Van Sickle Radio in Indianapolis.
In Abdulapolis?
$65 in 1965 is a lot of money. It's like $300-400 at least in more today. Dropped out of the hobby after December 1966 when my attention turned to working as a DJ at our high school's 300-watt FM station, WHJE 91.3 megahertz FM. And then we moved into Indianapolis, where we had a 4-way flashing light 50 feet from the house. Tried listening to shortwave once and just heard loud clicking. I put away the radio and didn't return to shortwave listening until April 1982, which is close to when I got into the hobby personally, which is August 82. But that's another story. In those 2 years, I verified 70 countries, heard the NASWA shortwave broadcast country list. I am now at 201 countries verified. Many of those first 70 countries had left shortwave, and I am forever thankful that my mother stored those QSLs and logs for me. Merry Christmas. Thanks, my friend. Thanks for sharing it, and nice radios. I'll show the pictures that you guys sent the next show Friday. Thanks for your Christmas memory, Donald. Really nice to have you shared us with us. As we are at the North Pole with a shortwave radio special Christmas, no tuning the bands. It's short, so it's 90 minutes today. It's going to end in 21 minutes time. So, because we have another one on the tech show.
This one we can take a bit more time if you want to.
No, it depends what's happening.
I mean, Santa is sleeping, so we have time.
We have time. We have time. So, So, Santa's fridge fully stocked. Yep, pretty much. I mean, Santa's fridge never runs out of beer, absolutely. I mean,
no.
It's Santa's fridge. Anything special you're doing this for the Christmas time?
Not really. Next Friday is my job Christmas party.
Okay.
Real Christmas party because it's Christmas all year long. But not gonna take it pretty easy during Christmas time.
How does it feel to see Santa all year long?
I will say it's very nice. I really like my job. I'm always cheerful when I'm working. But when comes the real Christmas, like on Christmas Eve, the real Christmas Day, it is cool, but kind of less special suddenly.
Well, you are pretty much
because I'm always
all the
in
time.
it all the time.
Yeah, you're at Christmas all the time.
So like from December 26th onward, don't talk to me about Christmas for at least 2 weeks.
So okay, well I guess I would. I like Christmas, but would I probably would feel the same. I mean Christmas is. Would it influence like seeing Christmas all the time? Would it change the fact that, would it, instead of being, I want to make the Christmas tree, would it be more like, I got to make the Christmas tree now?
No, I still enjoy
Still enjoy
it.
Okay.
We have near 1,000 lights on our Christmas tree.
Cosmic Lettuce says, seeing Santa in his boxer shorts. Yeah. Nothing there.
Almost.
Well, I was about to say something. It's at home. He's almost like seeing Santa in boxer shorts. Worse. Yeah. Oh man. The tech channel is the one where I will be 22:30 UTC. We will have the Christmas special on the other channel, which is youtube.com/the official. I'm putting this in the official Windows 8/live. So here you'll be able to enjoy this show. I didn't see that your geek post was held for verification because you put a link.
Oops.
So that's where we're going to be at 22:30 UTC. So in an hour, almost an hour and a half from now, we'll be on that channel. And remember to go and get the portable North Pole app, PNP 2018 on Android and iOS. Is it just Android, iOS?
Android, iOS, and website.
And you got the website?
Yeah, we got the website too.
Okay, so there's, of course, the mobile website.
Yeah.
Works with pretty much will work with every device.
Yeah.
Thanks to that. That's what I was talking yesterday with somebody, how a operating system, like Windows or whatever, is not something that you need really, who cares today, because it's the web. Everything is web.
It's the internet.
Everything is web. So the important thing is a browser, much more than anything else today, actually.
Yeah.
Jill, what's your opinion about cheap shortwave radios? I mean, under $30 US dollar, is it worth buying? Okay, to be fair, anything that is below 30, there isn't really a lot that are actually very good. There's interesting stuff, like the TVO V115, for example, is an example. It's interesting. It's packed with tons of features, but don't expect that thing to be a good radio in general, because as mine overloads all the time with FM signals, so usually they're not really good. But I will say that go above 30 and start looking at radios at $40 or $50, like the Texan PL380, and those are actually totally worth it. Because the Texan PL380, 310 ET are extremely sensitive, and you actually have a good radio. Yesterday we were talking the PL450, the one that you have, which is an amazing radio.
Yeah, I tell you this once in a while.
But, you know, Ativio, I buy cheap radios for the curiosity and see what it actually brings. I'd say that if I had a choice below $30, that is amazing. Well, yesterday when I showed the radios, the Texan DR920 or the analog Texan R9012 are probably the two best choices below 30 to at least receive shortwave stations. They are actually good enough for that. But, you know, they're not DX machines. But, you know, there are some people that are actually just happy and take these mini portables, cheap portables, and try to DX and make the best of what they have with them. It's just crazy. Some people are able to listen to signals and you're like, wow, really? You did that with that $20 radio? Okay. But you do, in general, as Glenn says, you get what you pay for. But what's nice, like it's maybe a little bit like computers and technology in general, what's nice is that in 2018, you have choices below $100 that are really amazing, really amazing. And if you spend $70 or $80 or $90 on a Texan PL660 and XH Data D808, you're actually getting an amazing radio. And you might not even need more than that. So, you know, it's really, really nice.
Well, Jerry X, there might be a present with your name on it here in the North Pole, but the big question is, have you been on the nice list this year?
And there's also a problem here. It's that there's so many gifts because, I mean, they're preparing for next week that I wouldn't even know where to start to find your box, Jerry.
But don't worry, Santa for sure told of you, but you have to get a nice list.
Yes.
Remember, there's always time before Christmas to make more efforts.
Remember, Jerry, is there like an alphabetical list of all the gifts, or how does he sort that out?
Well, Santa is going around the world, and there's an elf for each and every child in the world that gives news to Santa every day and updates him. Okay. So Santa goes through your big book, see if you've been naughty or nice, and if there's a gift for you, it's produced by the elves, and there's a special tag that goes on it, and so Santa knows exactly where to deliver it. Probably
it's by country, by postal code, by...
Yeah.
There must be some...
I mean, Santa doesn't tell all of his secrets.
No.
Otherwise, we could make kids believe we are Santa and do the same.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You gotta be careful. You know, there are fake Santas. There are fake Santas. You gotta be careful here.
Not the one at the mall, right? That's real Santa.
That's the real Santa.
Okay.
Well, I guess there must be some, you know, some Santa, you know, kind of proven Santas that you can rely on and send. Does Santa have brothers, maybe?
No, I think Santa...
Family or whatever. I saw something yesterday that I found totally idiot. Somebody was mentioning that we should have Santa as a non-gendered person or whatever. And like, what?
Can we stop going crazy over that?
It's like that Santa baby thing. Come on. There are rap songs that pretty much say I'm going to rape your baby in the song, and they don't do nothing about it. There's a limit at some point. The Texan, you see here I'm looking at Amazon.com, and on Amazon.com, the one I see here is a $96 Texan PL 600. So, and there's a $48 Texan PL 310. Anything else? There's a $49.99 PL 360. wow, they're selling, look at this, guys. They're actually selling used.
I think they can hear the ambulance or whatever outside, because Cosmic Led is saying, cops picking up another North Pole trespasser. Yeah.
Probably. Would you sure you set everything right so that there's no alarm because of, you know, you get arrested live.
Don't worry.
I work here, Santa.
I will hear if someone comes in.
The Sony ICF 7600 JR, which is a radio that costs about $150, is available on Amazon used for $499. $499.99. That makes sense, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really makes sense. I can't believe that. My Texan PL 600, I bought it a long time ago, so prices might have gone up a little bit. But I got mine, I believe, for around 75 Canadian dollars 5-6 years ago. If not more than 5-6 years ago. So, but prices might have gone up since then. And by the way, I will do some shameless promotion here for a second. If you like what we do, why not think of a little something? You can send, you know, or ask Santa to send a PayPal donation. PayPal.me/shortwave, or to the Yahoo email that you see here. If you guys, you enjoy the shows, you enjoy what I do, hope that you do. Well, why not think about it? You can also join 11 patrons on patreon.com and /radio and computers, and set up a little amount every month. And thanks for everybody that have donated the North Pole East. I like it. The North Pole East. I like that. Anybody has anything they want to add for Christmas before we soon sign off? As we will take a little break, enjoy beer, eat chips, candies.
I don't enjoy beer. I drink it because I have no choice.
I fell on a desert island and the only thing to drink was beer all day long.
He's forcing me to get drunk.
Oh, yeah, like I need to really force you to get drunk. Please. Imagine falling on a desert island and there's a fountain of beer.
You gotta have dehydration.
Well, you know, if I have to be alone, might as well drink. Doesn't matter anymore anyways.
Let's watch the end of the universe.
Yeah. Oh man, this is funny. So, you know, apart from that, well, it's nice to be here, and it really feels so different. And
it does,
cool to be somewhere else. Well, you're here obviously a lot, but I am not.
I'm often in the North Pole,
so you know, it's kind of fun. It's, I didn't imagine that the.
I felt like that through my connections with Santa and knowing a few things going on in your own life. If I could offer you a Christmas setup for a special Christmas show, would be nice.
Yeah, no, I really like this. When you sent me that picture, and I said, oh man, yeah, I wanna, yeah. I want.
You wanna, yeah.
Real desert island, drink, food, and shortwave radios with big antennas. I ain't moving there. Even they're trying to save me. I said, no, go away. We're here to save you. Go away.
No, maybe the cactus makes a lot of interference.
Palm tree antennas. Nothing like palm tree antennas. Yeah. I'm just gonna do a little something here. I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna show you guys the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
We'll try to do it in a way that we don't show any non-Santa stuff. So that's the setup over there with the fireplace, and What does it say?
It's officially 10,000 Instagram subscribers.
Okay, 10K. Okay, yeah, 10K.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to see the pattern of what that is, and it's 10K.
Yes.
So, nice Christmas tree there. And no, don't look, guys, for any gifts. They're not under the Christmas tree here, because there's just no place for all.
No, Santa is making the inventory right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's only 10 days until Christmas.
Let's just put it like this, and we're okay.
Yeah.
So, anything you want to add before we slowly say goodbye for this time around? Of course, we're going to wish everybody Merry Christmas.
Very Merry Christmas, Merry Holidays.
Sure.
For those who might not celebrate Christmas. So
thanks for giving me the pass to be at the North Pole. It's much appreciated.
It's a big pleasure. Pleasure to be back too. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe.
We'll have to do something.
Maybe I can get you a pass more often. Depends.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
I mean, you've seen a bit more of the North Pole than just the fireplace, so
yes, absolutely.
And you see there's other stuff we can do.
Absolutely, it's cool. We'll definitely do some. I was looking for one of the things that I'd like to do is in 2019. I have more shows that would be done from some other location outside or wherever, and I think so. It's fun here. There's a possibility that there's so many things that maybe we could do, and probably things that I'm not even thinking that could happen, and that there could be some live shows from. And it's nice to have you on because it's been such a
it's been a long time.
Such a long time, yeah.
At
least a year and a half.
A lot of things happened since.
You started working.
Started working here on July 4th, 2017.
When did we end?
Like January,
from the couch?
June 14th, something like that.
In June.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended from the couch in June of last year, 2017. That's pretty.
That's a year and a half.
Pretty interesting. How long did we do? We did
it for about a year.
A year?
Yeah. No, 6 months I think actually. Was it? About 6 months.
So we did it from January to June?
Yeah.
Okay, we did not do it before that. So in 2016.
No. Where was I in 2016? I was still at university. Yes. I'm not even sure where I was in 2016. Yeah, I think I was still at university.
Yeah, I think you were still in school. And it was so funny because from the couch Facebook page, I think it was yesterday, it popped up in my face because it said, "You've got one new view from the couch." I said, "What?" Oh yeah, that page still exists. It's a memory of once. But that was cool. I enjoyed doing that show with you so much. From the couch, it's kind of a relaxed, cool thing.
It is something that showed me more than what I was used to, what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it's part of what motivated me to actually find my current job, which is now I'm a lead tester for our mobile app Portable North Pole. And I'm part of the project management too.
It was also part of what I wanted to. I also wanted to have you experience something else that.
And I should remember, at some point I was like, because my previous job, the bus were freaking cheap. So there was a point where I was like, okay, I need a change now. I can't take this anymore.
Yeah. And
I applied to there's a website where I could find all the game and mobile app companies in Montreal, or nearly all of them.
Okay. And
I applied to every single one of them that were searching for testers or just taking CVs.
Okay.
Because I think tester is a foot in the door for this industry.
Mm-hmm.
And out of 30 that I applied to, there's one that called me back. It's Portable North Pole. I remember I was in Toronto with my brother and friends, sitting in a park. When my phone rang, it was written unknown number, because when they called you, it was written
anonymous.
And it was like, okay, I'm pretty sure it's them, but I'll wait. If it's important, they will leave a message. 2 minutes later, oh, you have a new message. I was really jumping.
Of course. So that's a good, it's a nice story of a good memory from Toronto. Not only were you in Toronto,
ending your vacations with, hey, do you want to work in?
You're gonna work
in a month.
And something that you wanted to work too. So. And all that experience that you have here is going to be.
First, it was supposed to be a 4-month contract.
Yeah.
And I'm still here a year and a half later.
Cool. So, hey, take care, guys. We've done our 90 minutes.
Thank you, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Cheers to you all.
Cheers.
Don't gain too much weight.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And be safe. Stay safe. And of course, for the regular shows, we'll be back next Friday, December the 21st, 2000 hours Universal Time. And stay safe. Have a great week. Love you all. Thanks, Gabriel, for
it's been a pleasure.
The opportunity to be at the North Pole and and for your appearance on the show.
Real pleasure.
Take care, my friends. We're going to now, I'm just going to share at 22:30, if you guys want to still stay in the spirit of our Christmas show, well, at 22:30 UTC, we are back live, but on the tech channel, which is the official Windows 8/live. If you go to that link, well, at 22:30 UTC, you'll see us again.
Yeah, encourage me and take a look at the portable North Pole.
Please do. Install that PNP 2018 app on your phone. It's great. It's amazing. Take a look at it. And Merry Christmas. Take care, my friends. Have a great time. And see you next week. Bye-bye.